Hello there are some people born in this world with a sensitized nervous system. Some of them are naturally more intuitive than others. They feel others' emotions vividly but silently. These really are their stories. We have Rose, who is struggling with her health. Okay, so we have Rose who's struggling with her health, and she is a life code 6. And we have her husband, who is a life code 5. So this is going to be about their relationship dynamics. So, what happens when you put a 5 and a 6 together? Well, let's have a look as far as that's concerned.
Welcome to the Sensitive Mind Show.
Your purpose in life as a sensitive is to experience the deeper parts of the mind, to move beyond fear and to manage your energy, no matter the circumstance. I'm going to show you, as a sensitive, how you can maximize your talents and feel comfortable in your own skin. For show notes and to join the conversation, visit heidisawyer.com/mind. What has Rose told us about this situation? I've recently come to understand that my husband is what is called an intimacy anorexic. After 14 years of a difficult marriage and some good therapy, we finally have the missing piece of the puzzle. We are both receiving help for this. I'm a highly sensitive, intuitive person who, before I met my husband, developed ME, chronic fatigue, after a round of inoculations for travel to Egypt in my 30s. I'm now in my 50s. So what's the problem the situation creates? My health has never been good since. I believe the stress in my relationship has contributed to my bad health. My husband's behaviours in the past had destroyed my trust in him, which he has slowly been repairing in the last couple of years. However, I keep getting one health issue after another. So what is the question that you want me to answer? So what's the question that Rose wants me to answer? I'm now more hopeful about our future relationship than I have been for many years, but I'm worried about my health. Any advice? Okay, so Rose is asking to how to better her health within her current relationship dynamics. So in terms of life code to life code, what do we have here? Well, life code 6. Life code 6s always like to be, they are the centre of things. So they've got lots of life paths that move in towards them. So they are often, life code 6s are very sociable. They like strong relationship dynamics. They love to feel secure within the centre of those relationship dynamics. So anything less than that is deeply disruptive for them. Okay, it's often, really quite disruptive for them. Now, a life code 5, anyway, we're working with that warrior again, the silent warrior, the lone crusader. Often the life code 5 is about learning to manage their own will, but it is also that lone wolf, lone crusader, lone energy. And that, with a life code 6, is very hard, because for a life code 6 it will impact them far more than it will do that life code 5. Why? Because that life code 5, when they want some kind of nurturing or comfort, they'll go to that life code 6, get what they need, and then go away again. And clearly this is what's been happening in this relationship dynamic. So before we move ahead as far as this dilemma is concerned, let me explain a little bit. What does intimacy anorexic mean? Well, when I first read this, I hadn't come across the term before either. I would find that you probably haven't come across this term. But what does it mean? Intimacy anorexic. It's actively withholding from a relationship, but regardless of the pain to themselves or their spouse, they continue. Okay, so to quote, I would say, I think this is the person who created this intimacy anorexic term, Dr. Doug Weiss. Intimacy anorexic marriage. An intimacy anorexic marriage slowly dies even though the marriage looks good from the outside. Now, there's quite a lot of description as far as intimacy anorexic is concerned, that I had a look at, as far as this energies description. And from what I can ascertain, just purely from the description of it, I would actually say intimacy anorexic is another word for emotionally abusive on different levels. But something that maybe, where someone is owning that, it's an energy that can be resolved. And I would say probably that if Rose's husband is owning that, for a life code 5, that's really hard. So he must really want to. He must really, really want to. So that suggests that his dynamic with Rose is that he does actually really love her, because he's actually making that effort to. He's actually going as far as that's concerned, just as long as it's not lip service. Okay, that it's not for him to acquire the connection, temporary connection that he needs in order to keep her there. And whether Rose's health complaints is an unconscious knowledge that actually it's a kind of matter of time, and that part of his agreement to resolve this is all to do with actually him just needing what he needs and then being able to emotionally disappear again completely. So but still be married. So whether he comes back in order to keep her there, I think we probably need to have a little look at that, because again, saying that intimacy anorexic actively withholds from a relationship, but regardless of the pain to the self or spouse, they continue. Okay, so let's have a look as far as that's concerned. Okay, so if what the husband is actually up to, and see whether it is that it's purely that's having this strong impact as far as Rosie's health is concerned, because of that life code 6, she does actually need healthy emotional connections with other people, very much as that life code 6. So let's have a look, see what the husband is up to. So, thinking of the husband, let's have a look. Okay, so this is interesting. We have the husband as the goddess. Okay, so I would slightly interpret that as passive-aggressive. He wants to be the centre of attention, and currently at the moment this intimacy anorexic stuff puts him as that centre of attention. Okay, so let's have a little look and see what impact that is having on Rose. Though it's not entirely conscious, let's have a look and see what it's doing. Is her system coping with it, or is it not coping? Let's have a little look. So we have the lover. Okay, so I would say what we have here is there is an element of compatibility, as in what's kind of connecting these two people, because the goddess and the lover are compatible energies. Okay, so on an unconscious level is compatible, but I would be slightly suspicious here and be looking at it along the lines of, is this a codependence situation? So in actual fact, are both of them avoiding at some level or another an emotional intimacy through fear? Okay, we've already established that the husband wants to be the centre of attention. What is going on as far as Rose is concerned? What's she afraid of? If she really had a present and attentive husband, what kind of impact would that have? Would she be scared, or would she be comfortable with it? Let's have a little look and find out and see whether there is anything blocking that level of transformation. Let's have a look. Okay, interesting. So what we have here is Rose's default setting is the peacemaker. Okay, but it will be in sort of slightly other ways. It won't be as in people pleasing the husband. It will be as in trying to create peace. And I would say the reason that her body is rebelling is it's because it's saying to her, actually, I don't always want to create peace. Actually, I want to stir this pot a bit because I want to be the centre of things. I want to be the centre of attention, and there's nothing wrong with that. Why isn't it at times I can be somebody's centre of attention, someone's goddess, someone's meaningful person? Why do I have to be this peacemaker? Why do I have to be this person who makes this all right? Because actually it was me that has given this man this kind of all, and that I'm still here, when most people, quite frankly, with what I read as the description as an intimacy anorexic, would have left a long time ago. Because to that kind of level, you know, that's a lot of your life used up with someone who will not give. So actual fact, Rosie's body is saying to her, I'm sick of being this peacemaker. I don't want to be a peacemaker anymore. I want to be the centre of someone's attention. And if they don't want to give it to me, I'm going to fight back by showing you that my body doesn't like this. It doesn't like not being worthy of someone's attention. And that's why, and it's saying it to Rose, which is why am I not as your body worthy of your attention? And my body is saying to you that I need to be worthy. I need to be this lover. I need to feel connection. It needs to feel connection. So let's have a look and see what Rose can include in her life where she can feel this connection, where she's not looking for it from a husband who's clearly not going to be able to offer it, really, because he needs to be the centre of attention. So what is it? What's this extra aspect that Rose needs to find for herself so that her body will stop taking her into health complaints? Let's have a little look and see what we can find. Okay, so thinking of that, and let's see what we've got. We have the saboteur. Okay, now this is interesting. It doesn't mean, well, what is Rose doing to sabotage? Because she doesn't do things to sabotage. She is the peacemaker. She's the one to make it solvable, to make it all just fine. She's the one to do that. So this saboteur is talking about, well, in actual fact, this peacemaker scenario is the saboteur. Okay, this is the peacemaker thing is the saboteur. In actual fact, it's not the lover part that's destroying her inner world, it's the lack of feeling this level of connection, which is having a direct impact on her health. And so it may well be, and only time will tell, that Rose does decide that as that life code 6, she needs more than what this relationship dynamic can ever give her. And it may well be at that point, when her body is communicated enough's enough, that she gives a very clear indication as to her husband. And it may well be right at that point, when someone knows that the core point of that person means it, that's when that person really steps up. And it's not until that point do we see a fundamental adjustment or fundamental change sometimes. So sometimes, if we look at it as far as our life lesson is concerned, what does it mean? Well, sometimes we have a core of who we actually are. And that sometimes when our body is upset, what it's actually talking to us about is that we're going against the core of what we actually need. And sometimes the core of what we actually need isn't a bad thing. And sometimes we need to respect that core part of ourselves, rather than try and fight it and go against it, and rather than try to be this forever peacemaker of what? Peacemaker of a loyalty that, in this scenario, a loyalty that needs to be stronger, because it's a one-way scenario as far as Rose is concerned. She has a strong loyalty, but this loyalty needs to be a two-way dynamic as far as her relationship is concerned. But more importantly, that loyalty needs to be a two-way dynamic as far as herself is concerned, between her mind and her body. So that's the end of this episode of the Sensitive Mind Show. If you've enjoyed it and found it helpful, do share it with your friends. So be sure to join me next week, where I will be looking forward to giving you an alternative perspective on your relationship dilemmas. Bye for now, and let me leave you with this. For more great free content designed to support your purchase of my book, Highly Intuitive People, 7 Right Brain Traits to Change the Lives of Intuitive Sensitive People, please visit finallyfeelunderstood.com. There you can subscribe and download for free the meditation specific to today's episode. If you have already read the book, then it's time for you to receive exclusive access and support from me and your fellow intuitive sensitives as we go deeper together along this proven 7-step path by joining us in my monthly membership program called Heidi's Circle. There you can ask me anything in a safe and private environment, and I will answer you live. Join us today by visiting healmyinnerworld.com.